Hello there, and welcome back to Fresh to the Extreme. This is Russell, and today I am riding in Grandview in Moundsville, West Virginia for the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association XC mountain bike race. As you can see, uh, I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made last time. It's a very, very hot day. It's like 102 degrees in some spots here. And so I am not going to just rush out and burn myself out too fast. And because even if I could sprint to the front there, I would not be able to sustain it. But anyway, I did do a lot better in retrospect than I thought I was going to do in this race. I'm basically only 3 or 4 minutes back from my group. Normally I'm like 15, 20 minutes behind. But today I'm only 3 minutes behind uh, my group. So the category I'm racing in, I am a Clydesdale, racing the Clydesdale division because I am over 200 pounds. At the time of this, I'm about 200 pounds, or not 200, 220 pounds. I'm sorry, about 220 pounds is what my weight is. Riding my Rovo Ranger here. But I'm doing pretty good here. The Grandville track is a very fast XC race track. As you can see, everyone is very smooth, very kept. I had written this back in February. It was like really cold, and there was no vegetation or anything like that. And also was riding my e-bike, so it's not the same thing. So when I'm riding my Rebel Ranger, it feels like I'm riding my e-bike, but it's not quite when you hit some of these punches and shoots. So this young lady I'm behind here, she has actually a very good pace. So I made my mind, okay, I'm just going to stay with her. She has a very good pace. It's like an 8-minute pace. So that's about what I'm trying to strive for. And so she's doing a really good job. So I'd say if I can just keep up with her and she keeps it going, I'll be fine. uh, but it didn't last very long. As you can see here, very, very fast travels, or course, I mean, track. See a few mechanicals out there. We caught up to a few people, but also behind us, like I said before, I got caught. You see, I got caught there on that chute. I was in the wrong gear, and if you are behind someone, I mean, that's the caveat of not being fast or a fast sprinter off the gate, is that you'll start off, as you saw in the beginning, in a wide field, but then you have to basically sprint and race to get to the single track, which is what this is, and you can't really pass very easily. And so you can see if you get stuck behind someone going up a hill, up a 17 incline, 17 grade, you're not going to get up, And if you get off, you have to push your bike up, and it takes a lot of energy and a lot of time to get up. So that's the caveat of trying to pace yourself. So when you're doing XC race, you really can't pace yourself, in my opinion. I think it's what I found just by racing a few of these that I've racing so far. It's a bunch of sprints put together, and then combined with technical expertise, being able to descend really fast without hitting the brakes and go over these routes just like this right here. There, we both got stuck right there. All right, so I left my buddy, and so hopefully I'm trying to find someone else to latch on to, because I do not want to be out here riding by myself. But these races are so fast, they just took off, and so I'm getting left in the dust. Still trying to pace myself. I know what my pace is without blowing up, so to speak. And what blowing up means is basically your heart rate going too high. And so I'm trying to keep my heart rate below 180. That's still really high. But just for my weight and my size and the heat, I can sustain that pretty much forever. It's just a matter of the climbs and not getting stuck behind or trying to catch someone that you cannot catch or pass or stay in front of. But anyways, now in this particular race, there's 2 laps. Because I was wondering how in the world they were going to make this race, 15, 16 miles with, 1,800 feet elevation. Okay, which is basically what this is. I think it's 18 or 1,600 elevation. No one really knows. I don't think anyone really cares except for me being a heavy person, because the hills are what destroy me. Like I can put out some power in my wattage, but it doesn't matter if you're heavy, because a person that's, say, 150 pounds can put out the same watts as I can, but they'll just fly right up the hill because they don't have an extra 80 pounds of weight strapped to their gut or their butt, one of the two. All right, so but anyway, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm surprised how it's flowing. I'm flowing through here. There's still people out cheering you on, so that's a good sign. I know you're going too slow if you don't see anyone out there cheering you on, like any of the trail crew that is. And so, okay, so that actually motivates me to pick up the pace a little bit, even though it feels like I'm out here by myself. And what I also realized after this race is that I'm not really far behind, as I mentioned before. I'm maybe only 20 seconds behind the next person, but you can't really see because of the trees and all the turns and curves. So it's like you're racing yourself, or I am right now, because there's no one to latch on to. But in the end here, there's a guy here, I think his name's JB. He would not let me pass. He was racing, and so that's the only time I felt like racing. I felt like I was actually racing against somebody. Yeah, he would not let me pass. He actually blew up trying to keep up with him, and I'll show you when we get into the second lap. You'll see what I'm talking about. I got stuck again on a chute. See, those chutes, the GoPro doesn't know justice. You got to be skilled, and you got to be fast, and know how to spin those legs, and be in the right gear. And that's also just knowing the trail too, but. Some of those I felt I should have been able to get up, but it's just the chutes are just maybe 35% grade or 40% grade. They're not very high, maybe 20 feet, maybe, but if you don't use the ravine on the opposite end to go down the hill and then use that momentum to get you up the other side, you'll be stuck just like that, pushing, and that just takes up all your time. Based on my Garmin, it tells me that, I lost about 8 minutes just on the chutes, I'm not even tired, just not pedaling, so, and going fast enough to get up the other side. And so, anyway, here's my other buddy, I always see him, I think he's riding, I think a Super Caliber, I think, and so I try to stay with him for a little bit, but I think he just outguns me here. Yep, he has riding a Super Caliber. Or maybe that's a Top Fuel. Can't remember. I love bicycles, as you know. We both got stuck right here on that hill. It's a steep chute, So you got to have some momentum going in from the curb there and just spin up the hill. But trying to latch onto him. Feels good not riding by yourself, or feel like you're riding by yourself. You're not really riding by yourself, but it just feels like you are. And so, like I'm not fast enough to keep a pace in the front, so I'd be getting passed up or stopping those that can actually go fast for a longer period of time from riding. So you don't want to be that guy that or gal that stops everybody, sprints ahead, and then you're creating a bottleneck. And so that's what I'm trying not to do. I did that last time, and I got some hate from the other riders. So I'm like, okay, let me stay back, and so just not taking it easy, but just trying to maintain my heart rate. So that's what I'm riding heart rate today. Trying to keep it at 180, but probably not going to happen here on the second lap. And this is the first lap still, coming around the far side. And I'm not feeling too bad. It's just like these hot sections right here where this grass is, before you go back into the tree line, it just sucks all the energy out of you like heat. I don't know what all those hot spots came from, but man, it was really, 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 really hot. Anyways, there's a lot of little drops and jumps on here. But right now, my arms are turning to jello very slowly. Like I said, I'm proud of myself for holding up this far, not feeling weak, and just riding to my abilities. Okay, now here's Mr. JB or JP. I can't remember his name. He has his own race team. And he ain't gonna let me pass. And even if I did want to pass him, I was like, oh, maybe I should pass him because I felt like, okay, he's not really keeping. He's riding a good pace. But I was like, maybe I can pass him. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pass him. You can just tell, like, by the look at some of these riders, and then he wouldn't let me pass. Like, you could just tell he's a strong rider. And he just, catches his breath for a second. And as you're going to see here, I'm going to get dropped on the second lap by pretty much a few people that are behind me. I didn't know there were that many people behind me. I just feel like I'm by myself. But the second lap is what really gets me. So I'm not riding on fumes. I know I can go faster, but this section here coming out, because you have to climb out of this ravine here. So we're going down. There's a little fast, fun section here. And so you have to, like, when you climb out of here, it's absolutely brutal. That sun's hitting you. And then you have the grass and everything. The grass just slows me down, man. It slows a heavy leg person down. And so there we go. See, now we're climbing out. I think there's Mr. Trace. Everyone just passes me real quick. And so I'm like, okay, we're almost back to the beginning. Here at the beginning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to climb up this little hill. And I want to make a left there. And some of these people were beginners. Okay. So they're turning in to go to the finish line. But I'm on my second lap. So this is where we started from the beginning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do this again. It wasn't too bad, but it was just like, oh my God, it's so hot. And another thing, I'm not going to show all of it again, just a few highlights. Another thing I forgot to do too is, note to self, is be sure to drink water. I didn't drink any water. And I didn't bring my pack. I forgot my camelback on my back. I left it in the my water pouch there for my, it's like a backpack with water in it. And I forgot to bring it. I was like, oh. And so I'm riding this with no water or anything. I don't think, even if I was fast, I don't think those guys drink water in there. They're so quick, they don't have to worry about water. But anyway, I'm muddling through this now. I'm like so dehydrated. And so, in other news, I have another bike. It's a XC bike, a true XC bike. This is not really an XC bike. This bike weighs about 31 pounds, actually. 31 pounds is heavy. It's not an XC bike. I thought it was. I got confused with the marketing. This Rover Ranger descends very good. It's a very good, like, I think it'd be a good, like, fun bike, just to ride with your buddies. But the weight definitely gets to you. It climbs very well, for what it is. It's not fast. Not like my Trek Super Caliber, which is not really mine, but my wife gave it to me. She don't ride mountain bike anymore. Now she's surprised to have long legs. Her legs are longer than mine are. And so I was about to sell her bicycle, but then I was like, this almost looks like it could fit me. So I sat on it, I'm like, okay, this fits perfectly. So it's a medium large. So I'm riding XL. I ride XL. I was like, maybe I should get a smaller bike then, And so I've been building that bike up. But even that bike is pretty heavy. Like, so I got that bike, and you're going to see in the video here, my bike check on it here in the next video coming up. And it's just night and day with this bicycle. Like, I go so much faster. It's like it's not comfortable by any means. But not as comfortable as this bike is, like the Rover Ranger. The Rover Ranger it's like I don't know what they how they made the shock, the rear shock on the back is unbelievable. It feels like you have like a 180 or 160 millimeter shock or travel in the back. Like I just does not bottom out, and it just feels like when you go over bumps and stuff like that, like say you're on a black or something, you don't feel nothing. It's just like you're on a sheet of ice just going down, and it's so fast. And it's a light bike for what it is, like compared to my enduro bike, like my Trek Slash, which is I think 36 pounds, you know, fully kitted out like I have it. It's basically like my Trek Session, which is a downhill bicycle full, and that one's 39 pounds. And so that just gives you an idea. And so the travel on the Revel Ranger here, the one I'm riding, is 120 on the front and then 115 on the back. And so I can feel it, you know, definitely being a heavy rider, you can feel the shock compress. Like if you start going up a hill, it will compress and it doesn't come back to travel. So it like sucks all the energy out of your legs. And the lockout doesn't work either when you go to a certain grade. Okay, we got some people here. This is a very steep hill, so it's like I'm like sliding down the hill. You saw the young lady there walking, and it's no joke. So I walked it the first time too on my e-bike. It's like she was doing, because it's very steep and you're not quite certain, but of the grip or the traction of your tires. Didn't make it that time again, almost. And that's like a 15-foot chute that you need the speed to go. And that's just knowing the trail. You know, some of these you can, you know, like I said, I could probably make up 8 minutes of time just by riding this trail a few times. You know. Yeah, so it's a very good bicycle to ride. Yeah, so anyway, on the second lap, almost done here. And stay tuned for the next videos. I've been out, some of y'all know, for some personal issues that I'm not going to share at the moment. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you do like these videos, I encourage you to subscribe. I have a lot of people watching the videos but are not subscribing. You know, probably like 4,000 or 5,000 people, but no one is subscribing. But I really appreciate it. It lets me know that you enjoy it, or you're motivated. Okay. Oh, there's my buddy again. This is a really steep chute, so I was gonna pass and be mean, but I was like, I know how he feels, because that's how I was the first time too. Yeah, so he made it. He got it. He got it. It wasn't as bad as he thought it was. And so this guy, he's becoming my little buddy here is becoming a good rider here. Really good. He's going to be a champion here shortly. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to jump to the very end here. We've got a little ways to go, but I mean, you've already seen these trails. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support on the channel. And hopefully I'll get better and faster, which I am actually, compared to when I started a few months ago. And that's just basically riding with faster people. So like, if you want to get faster and more in shape and lose weight, like I already lost 10 pounds already from 230 to 220 just in a matter of a few months. So this is the end here. And it's painful kind of climbing this hill. I'm so tired, dehydrated. But anyway, here's the last stretch. We're coming back. Everyone can see me suffer under their canopies, watching me coming through here. But almost there. Where are those flags? There they are. Okay. Going through, and there is my lovely wife waiting for me at the end. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and stay tuned for the next videos.